Hello, and today we're going to draw a map of North and South America. So you're going to start with your paper here. We're going to go vertically this time, and I want 4 boxes. So you fold in half the long way, fold in half the short way, and you get 4 boxes. So I'm going to recreate those boxes here on the whiteboard. Here's the edge, and then these dashed lines represent the folds on your paper. So to draw North and South America, we're going to start here in the dead center with the letter G. So letter G is going to come around and down. And this forms the Gulf of Mexico. G is for Gulf. Then we come down, stair step, 1, 2, and then we get to South America. South America is like a big chicken leg or melty ice cream cone. So again, Brazil comes out, back in, down and back up. So next we come back up here to the RG, we come down for the cat paw, and then we go up for the cat head. So we have the cat's foot, and we come up for the cat head, and then cats cough up fur balls. So he has this island coming out. Then we scoop on up from the cat head. We wiggle on over the top of Canada, which is mostly frozen anyway. Then we get here to Alaska. 3 bumps and a tail. Bump, 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 and a tail. From Alaska, we arch back on over, check up, down for Baja California, and then we finish on around and close off our staircase. So that's the land of North America. Mexico is probably a little too skinny. I'm going to redraw that real quick. So make our G a little bit more narrow. Next, we have some islands to add in. Up here in the north, we have the big Dorito, and a small island next to it, and then a bunch of random islands up here in the frozen north. Here in the Caribbean, we have a long skinny island for Cuba, a shorter island, and a small chain of islands that links around. So we're done drawing now. Now it's time to label. So we're going to start with our big bodies of water. Our first major body of water here in the east is the Atlantic Ocean. And then here in the west, we have the Pacific. Like I said at the beginning, G is for Gulf of Mexico. And then here between the islands and the mainland is the Caribbean Sea. Our last major body of water is up here in the north. Here in Canada we have Hudson Bay. Next, I'm going to use my red marker to make the mountain ranges. So our first major mountain range starts all the way up here in Alaska and stretches down through the western United States. And these are the Rocky Mountains, or the Rockies. Next, here in California, we have a smaller range of mountains that you can see to the east of the school. These are the Sierra Nevadas. A very low mountain range here in the east coast of the United States are called the Appalachians. Appalachians. The Appalachians. And they're much shorter compared to the other mountains. Then here in South America, we have one long mountain chain that goes all the way up and down the west side of South America. These are called the Andes. A-N-D-E-S, Andes. So those are our 4 mountain ranges. Next, I'm going to use the light blue to do rivers. And there's a lot of rivers and lakes on this map. So we're going to start here in the center top of North America. We're going to draw a palm tree. And the palm tree has 2 coconuts. And these combined, these are 5 lakes that collectively are just known as the Great. So the Great Lakes are up here, and then from the Great Lakes leading out to the Atlantic Ocean is the St. Lawrence River. Here in the Northwest, we're coming out of the Canadian Rockies, down through Washington and Oregon and out to the Pacific. This is the Columbia, C-O-L-U-M-B-I-A, the Columbia River. In the center of the United States, we have North America's longest river, and it's actually 3 rivers combined. Coming out of the Rockies is the Missouri. Coming out of the Appalachians is the Ohio. And then running right down the middle is the Mississippi. M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I. And those are 3 rivers that come together and dump out into the Gulf of Mexico. 2 more rivers. Here, starting in the Rockies and coming down to dump out in the Gulf of California, this is the Colorado River. Colorado River is what runs through the Grand Canyon. And then on the other side, coming out of the Rockies and moving down, forming the border between Mexico and the US, is the Rio Grande. R-I-O-G-R-A-N-D-E, the Rio Grande. So those are our rivers in North America. As you can see, there's a lot of them. We have 2 other big rivers here in South America. We have Wonder Woman's favorite river down here, which is the Amazon. So Amazon is here. It's actually the confluence of a whole bunch of rivers. It's the highest volume river in the world. It's not the longest, but it has the most water running through it. Then here at the bottom of South America, it's shaped like a Y, and this is the Paraná, P-A-R-A-N-A, with an accent over the final A, Paraná. And when we watch the movie The Mission, that's where the movie The Mission takes place. So those are all of our rivers, 7 total. Next we have some islands. So the big Dorito up top here, this is the ironically named Greenland. Because Greenland is so cold it's frozen over most of the year and isn't very green. Next to Greenland is Iceland. So in our map of Europe, Iceland was in the upper left corner. Now here in North America, it's our upper right corner. We move down here to the Caribbean. The long skinny island here is the island of Cuba. And next to Cuba is the island of Hispaniola. And when Columbus discovered the Americas, this is the island he landed on, Hispaniola. Today it's Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Couple of regions to know about. First, around the very bottom of South America, this is the Cape of Magellan. Named for the European explorer who rounded the Cape. And then here, where North America touches South America, we have the Isthmus of Panama. We wish you a Merry Isthmus. We wish you a Merry Isthmus. We wish you a Merry Isthmus right here in Panama. So the isthmus is this very narrow piece of land that connects North and South America. The last region to put in is up here in the frozen north, this is Alaska. And as you read Into the Wild, this is where the main character of the novel, of the book, ends up, is up here in Alaska. We have some cities and then we're done. First is the city that you know best. Here in the West is Los Angeles, City of Angels. Next here at the bottom of the palm tree, right on Lake Michigan, is Chicago. Then start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. So New York City is the United States' largest city. Los Angeles is number 2. Chicago is number 3. Then we move into Mexico. Mexico is the capital, formerly known as Tenochtitlan. Now it's known as Mexico City. Here in South America, at the very north end of South America, near the Isthmus of Panama, is the city of Cartagena. And during the years of the Atlantic slave trade, Cartagena is where the majority of African enslaved people were brought to the New World before being sold and sent to other places. So Cartagena was the center of the slave trade. Here in South America, 2 big cities. The first was the home of the last Olympics, which is Rio de Janeiro. And our last city is the home of Pope Francis at the mouth of the Paraná River in Argentina. This is Buenos Aires. And there you go, gentlemen. Those are the 30 places you need to know for North and South America. Good luck studying.